All right, we are back again. Well, that was dumb. Make sure everybody can hear me. Let's get this lined up here properly. All right, we're back again. All right. All right. Well, that was dumb. So I'm in the middle of a live video and I get a phone call and I accidentally exited out of the wrong thing. So welcome back, everyone. Hello, welcome back again. We're talking about strategic pronunciation, and we're going to jump back into the video now. I'm Drew Badger, the founder of EnglishAnyone.com. So this will be pretty pretty entertaining. We began with the foundation of that in the first video before I stupidly exited out of the video. Wow, the little X was right next to the phone thing. I was like, oh no, did I push the right button? And of course I did not. But anyway, problem solved. So we are now back, and hopefully people who were on that video can come back and watch the thrilling conclusion of this one. I'll put the link for the app back up here again as well. So we have English. So EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick. And this app is going to let you teach yourself pronunciation the native way. All right. Now, what we were talking about in the previous video, so I was comparing. So we're going to look at hat, hit, hot, and hut. It's the comparison between the different sounds that will help you understand them. If you just look at random words, so we're going to look at a word like cat. It's much better to learn something like this by comparing it with other words rather than just trying to learn that word by itself. So we learn these, you can think about them like families like this, and we focus on one kind of pronunciation or one pronunciation rule at the same time. But the way kind of children for many years were typically learning pronunciation in school is the teacher would just tell them what the rule is, and then the student would have to memorize that. And it's a really long and difficult process. So I just made Frederick so people can actually go through and do this by themselves. It doesn't tell you the names of all the things like schwa or magic E or silent E or whatever, silent letters, those kinds of things. It just takes you through all the levels of pronunciation. But I started with something basic because the point is to help people understand, even from the simple mistakes that they might make. They might have trouble understanding some sounds, but maybe there are some other ones they can understand. So maybe they understand, they can hear the word hat, they know what that is, but they might struggle maybe to understand hot or hut and hear the difference between that. So one way that you can practice that is if you're taking the app by yourself and just comparing the different sounds, as we showed earlier. So I can just close my eyes and spin one of these wheels and then see what sound it gives me. I actually have the sound turned off, but this is something you can do by yourself. And just listen to what the sound is and try to spell that sound out. So in this one we have s, a, t, sat. Or I can play this up here and the animation shows you what's happening. You can go through the different animations as well. So not sitting but standing. Sat, sat. And the point again is to help yourself understand the language like a native by comparing these different sounds together. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So let's go a little bit higher. I think when I got cut off, we were moving from hat to a slightly higher level word, hatch, hatch. Now this could mean like an egg hatching, so like a little bird coming out of an egg, or it can also mean a door, so like the kind of door that you might find on a boat that opens up like that. This is called a hatch as well. Open the hatch, open the hatch. So it kind of looks like this, I guess. You spin that little dial and it opens up. So as you're moving through these, it's much easier to begin with the more simple words and sounds and then start adding longer things. So these are actually the same rules. So we've got the same ET here. Et, het, and the same ET over here. et, et. But without someone telling you what the rules are, you can actually go through and teach yourself these same rules. So anytime you have a question about pronunciation, you can go into the app and basically ask the app how to pronounce something, or you can learn it systematically and start understanding, okay, these rules come from this, and this is how I would apply that. And without studying any actual rules, you will learn the rules of pronunciation that way. All right, let me make sure. Hi again. Did something happen to the stream because it ended for me? Yes. So I ended the stream accidentally. I got a phone call and I pushed the wrong exit button stupidly. They're right next to each other and I was just like, yeah, turn off the phone. And then it ended the stream on me. Yes. So people usually do not call me at this time, but who knows? I got a phone call. Anyway, again, the point is to go through the pronunciation like this rather than just learning some random words. All right, does this make sense? This is very important if you want to sound more native, or even if you don't care about sounding more native or improving your pronunciation. This will help you understand natives, okay? So often we're beginning with just the basic things for pronunciation and then moving up to much more difficult words. And so we'll go to some more difficult words and I'll talk about the pronunciation for that. So give me an example, like what's a more difficult word you have trouble pronouncing? And I'll show you the pieces of that word. All right. So just anything, you can put something in the chat you'd like to pronounce. We can go to higher levels as well, so I can show you some of those more difficult words. But again, we're moving up through the lower levels of the app so we can understand. Apparently it seems like you need to get a separate phone to stream on just in case. Nah, I basically just made a mistake by pushing the wrong button. It wasn't a big deal. I should have just pushed the other button. But they were very close to each other and I was just like, oh, why is it not turning off? So I just pushed the wrong one. So if we go to, let's say we want to go to a higher level. We want to learn the word context. All right, fantastic. So context is the same thing. Yeah, we'll put this down for a second. Look at the word context. So we learn this by looking at the pieces of these things over here. So con, it's the same kind of short vowel sound that we get from here. So we have h, t, or we could have a k, a, n. Con, con. And then you would know when you see a word like con, you would hear this in many different words and you would know how to read that. All right? So you would hear context right here, or maybe contact, or concave, or conversation. Same kind of thing. But you notice as you learn the pieces of these things, if you understand even something simple like that, it helps make the larger words, the longer words, easier to pronounce. It's all the same sound. Now, sometimes the pronunciation might be a little bit different. That's fine. You will learn the examples or the exceptions to those things. But in general, if you understand these, you know how to pronounce almost anything you can read. All right? Let's see. Let's see if we have any more questions over here. All right, words are pronounced like CH and K. Good job, Frederick. Welcome to real life. Yes. Thank you very much. Well, yes, people are enjoying it and they're improving their pronunciation. So adults are using it. Children are learning it as well. But it's the same idea of building from steps rather than trying to learn a whole bunch of things and it's much more difficult for you to understand. All right. So going straight to a higher level thing is more difficult. It's less memorable and it's much easier to just take the steps to understand the different pieces of pronunciation before you get to that. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So the point of this video is really understanding how do we learn pronunciation strategically, and that's again by comparing different sounds, learning things in this way. So I like this way of teaching English. Yes, so this is the way native speakers learn the language. All right. The only difference is that many natives do not know about Frederick, and so they are still using traditional teachers kind of explaining what the rules are, and they will go practice, kind of one thing. They will write the word again and again, but now it actually teaches you how to pronounce things by yourself. So as an individual child or a teacher or a learner, you can play with the app And then we just focus on individual sounds like this. So we're learning the long I sound in this level. So we got I, same thing here, I, like vi, die, lie, pie, tie, same kind of thing. Again, we're getting that naturally varying review, and that's going to help us. And each time you're going through these, you're learning it, you're remembering it because you're getting the varied review. So it's actually a very simple way to improve your pronunciation. I down here, the same thing, and now we can compare. So blight versus bly, or thigh. So fight is not a word. Tight is a word. Sight is a word. Sigh is also a word. Woo, she's sighing over there. Woo. All right. So again, the point is to compare and contrast the different sounds, and as you do that, it automatically improves your listening and pronunciation. All right. So the word water. I think we have the word water in, let's see. So water is, I think it's a sight word. I forget what level it's in. So there are two pieces to the way pronunciation works in English. The first part of it is the words that do have rules, and that's what this green search icon is over here. But we've also got these purple ones, and these purple ones are called sight words. And sight words don't really have a rule. You actually can kind of use them, and they're organized a little bit by frequency, but also by the kind of sound that they make. So they would take you through things like though, and thought and trough, that the spelling is similar to other words, but the pronunciation is different. So we've got us, ton, if, idea, goodbye, I. And each level is going to give you a few of these words. And again, you can listen to the different pronunciations of each one of these things. I. And it's going to help you remember those things. So where do you download this app? So if you go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, you can learn more about how to get this. The first 3 levels of the app are free, and we've reduced the whole thing. You can get it for 75% off if you'd like to get all 35 levels. So there are over 2,000 words and sentences in the app. And the first part I'm just showing you here is just understanding how to compare different sounds by yourself. All right, but hopefully that makes sense. This is the most important part about pronunciation, learning the rules like a native, but not studying rules. You're just getting to play with the language, and you're basically asking questions. So what happens if I do this? What happens with this letter combination or that letter combination? All right, so the same thing we're doing here, but it's going to teach you plenty of words that also break the rules. So after you've done that, let's just go in and play a game. I'll show you what this looks like. Now this is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to turn up the volume so you can hear this one. And it should be, we should be able to hear this here. So let me turn the volume up all the way. I'm going to go into the puzzle game here. And this is at a higher level. I think this is like level 7. And we're just listening to the words. Listen carefully. See if you can hear this. I'll turn the volume up all the way for you. So we have the word right there, plight. Plight. But then you can listen.
Plight. Died. Wild.
And then you're getting to improve your listening by just figuring out, okay, which one of these is the correct one?
Plight. Died. Wild. Plight.
Look at that. And so if you get it wrong,
Vi. Fight. Child.
oh no, I lost a heart over here.
Vi. Fight. Child. Vi.
Vi. All right, so this is one way. Again, we put lots of different ways you can practice your pronunciation with the app, but the whole point is to learn it like a native without studying rules, okay? So you want to work systematically through it, but if you study a bunch of rules and the teacher is telling you, well, this is the schwa sound and you have to pronounce it like that, it's the explaining of rules that makes for bad teaching. All right. So rather, so people call this gamification, but the truth is gamification means that you're taking something that's not fun and trying to give a person, a gold star or something like that to make it fun. But the app is actually fun by itself because it's teaching you how to read. So I don't really call it gamification. A lot of people do. That's kind of a typical word for it. But the whole point of the game is to let you teach yourself these things. I'll show you another one. Would you like to see another game you can play with the app? Let me know, and I can show you another one. But again, the whole point is to show you we want to learn systematically rather than learning random words. So you learn a word like water, and you'll hear like a British pronunciations like water, with more of a T, a light T sound in there. But in English, American English, we've got water. It's more of a D sound. Water, water. All right, I'll show you another game. Let's pick a different level though. All right, so we'll go back over here. We can leave and go into it any time at any place. We're going back up here and going to the level select screen. So that was level 11. Let's go to, we'll go to level 13 over here. So this is the long or the kind of ooh sound over here. And so if we click on the little search button,
chew,
now we can practice first. So the first thing you want to do is just listen to these different sounds.
chew, chew, chew,
And I can tap on this,
chew,
or I can tap up here.
chew, 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 chew,
And I can compare again.
shrew, news, newt, screw, new.
Does that make sense? So as you're listening to the different pronunciations, you're saying, okay, the CH right here,
Chew,
that puts a little ch on the sound of that. Chew, chew. And again, the CH,
shrew,
this is something we taught earlier in the app. So if you're going through the app and working through it systematically, you can know what specific sounds you might struggle with. As an example, people in Japan, they don't have the L and the R sound. So it's not the same kind of thing like the Japanese word
shrew,
like rice in English. Rice. So we have both of these words in the app, rice and lice. Rice and lice. Rice and lice. But in Japanese, they sound the same. They both have the same like dice and dice. Dice and dice. Yes, so if you can find Frederick, so it's called Frederick. I'll just put this down here. So Frederick, learn to read. That's the full name of the app, Frederick Learn to Read. But if you just search for Frederick or go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, that will take you to the links for both Android and Apple. All right. So when you're getting to compare these different things, my learners in Japan will compare these different sounds. Rice, lice, rice, lice. And as they listen to that, okay, it becomes easier to understand what they are. And they can recognize it, and if they can recognize it, then they can say it correctly. Okay? So the point is not, like, pronunciation is actually very easy if you learn it systematically this way. So let me show you another game. We've been asked to show another game, so let's do that. So just for this level here, we'll go into the green game. So just so you understand what these are over here. So this level right here is the explore mode. This is what I just showed you before, where you can compare and contrast the different letters. And this is how you can actually teach yourself to understand like a native. And then we're going to have games that let you test those different sounds. And then the silver game, that's going to let you test sounds. It's the same kinds of sounds, but new words. So you can really test yourself on things you have not found before. Then this is sight words, so it's going to give you those new words that break the rules. And then these are sentences, so we're going to have something new. So you're going to have like putting those words all together in a sentence and hear how everything blends together. But let me just show you I'll show you a different game first. This is one of my favorites.
fluid,
All right, so we have a word like,
fluid, fluid, fluid,
and we've got examples up here. It's a little bit easier than the previous game we played, and we have the different spellings of these. So this is a little bit easier for an adult speaker who knows how to read already. But we've got the different sounds, and again, I can even try to pronounce these because I know the rules of pronunciation. So we've got like flu, or we've got fluid, or lidfu, or we've got uidful. And each one of these we know how to pronounce, but the correct word
fluid,
is this one.
boon,
Boon. So boon is like a present. We can listen to it again. So some great thing that happens to you, a boon.
boon, boon,
And there are different ways I can operate the cannon down here. I can actually tilt the device and the cannon moves. I can tap the cannon. Oh no, I was wrong. Or I can tap over here. I got that one right. Whoop.
ruin,
Ruin. Ruin.
ruin, ruin,
Make sense? All right, so let's take you to a sentence and so you can practice with that. So we're going to go out of here and we're going to go back to the gold game and you can start making some sentences.
The red train is from me.
All right, so again, this is a reading specific app. So we're going to practice listening and make sure we can read the right thing at the same time. So this is also great for reading and spelling. This is why lots of young kids are using this to teach themselves how to read and spell. So if you want to hear it again.
The red train is from me.
The red train is from me. So I'm listening to the whole sound, all of the words together in sentences, and then figuring out which one is correct. So the red train is from me. Oh no, oh no. The red train is from us over here. I don't want that. I want the red train.
The red train is from me.
All right.
Don't eat the green newt.
Don't eat the green newt. Don't eat the green newt. My kids like this one because it's kind of funny and weird. Don't eat the green newt. And again, it's testing your reading, your spelling, your listening, your pronunciation, all of these things at the same time. So don't eat the green newt. Don't pet the blue newt. Don't eat the blue newt. Don't pet the green newt. Don't eat the green newt.
Don't eat the green newt.
All right.
You have a big coat.
Pretty easy. So it's going to give you, again, over 2,000 words and sentences in the app, and we can go up to even higher level things. I'll go back. I'll show you some higher level words as well. So as we go through teaching you going through the basic sounds over here. So we have the short vowel sounds, then we have the long vowel sounds like A, E, I, O, and U, and the different pronunciations, the different letter combinations that you get for something like that. And as you know all those, you can get into even higher level sounds, much more advanced stuff. Let's see here. We'll go. Well, rot. Yeah, that's a good level too. We'll go to Y.
Analyst.
All right. So this is, you can see the highlighted Y right there because that's what we're testing here. Listen carefully. I'll just let the app speak for me.
Antonym. Apocalypse. Cataclysm. Crystal. Homonym. Hypnotize.
All right. So as you listen to the different sounds, that Y right there, it's got an I sound. Hypnotize.
Paralysis.
Paralysis. Paralysis. I miss a little bit the red line to follow in the app. The red line to follow, what red line to follow in the app? So the name of the app is Frederick. If you go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, Frederick. Go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick. Or if you just go to EnglishAnyone.com, you can find the link for that over there. So just listen again. The point is not to try to listen to one word. You want to hear many words that have the same sound. Okay, this is why we organize the app like this. Just listen.
Physical.
Physical.
Physics.
Physics.
Platypus.
Platypus. All right. So welcome to Real App. I mean the structure to follow to learn. So the structure is all the levels are in order. So you can go through these in any order you like, starting with the very beginning. I can go all the way back to the alphabet. And all you do is you just work your way through all the buttons. That's it. And as you do that, you will automatically improve your listening, your pronunciation, your speaking as well, and you will feel much more confident because you will know how to pronounce different things. All right? So here's another one, the sound,
Dealt.
Dealt, dealt,
Death.
death. So top, how to pronounce top. That's the thing we covered at the beginning. Same thing. Top, top. Now if you go into the app, I'll show you where it is. So right now this is at level 16. If we go back to level 3, we can find those 3-letter words. So here we go. We'll go back here. Back. One of the things I want to put in the app is having a little slider at the bottom so it's faster to work your way around. But take your time with the app as you go through it. So we'll go back in here and we'll find the word
Sat.
top. See if you can find that word. Now we've got our over here. We go to
Bob. Tob. Top.
There you go. Top.
Top.
So you can listen to the individual sounds of each one of these letters, and you can really, really find out what exactly is the specific sound maybe you have trouble listening to. Top.
top, top, top,
And then we give you different examples, so it makes it easier to understand, all right? So it's like having me right there in your pocket. This is on an iPhone or an iPad, but you can put it on a like a Google phone or an iPhone, same thing. And so right in your pocket, I'm using my phone right now to record this video, but that's how you can improve your pronunciation systematically, all right? Any questions about this or any words I can help you pronounce? And I'm sure I can help you find them in the app as well. But does anyone have any questions about the app? Any questions at all, or any questions about pronunciation? So I've made many videos talking about fluency in general and learning grammar and that kind of thing. This video is just about pronunciation, but you'll notice a theme going through all of my videos. And this is understanding things, number one, systematically. Number two is understanding them like a native, all right? So I think I mentioned, maybe it was the first one of these videos before I deleted or I canceled or stopped the video, talking about how much money for the whole levels. So it's about $20 for the whole thing, but that gives you a complete pronunciation training, which is way better than anything you could find in an app or in a pronunciation video course. So people who go to like pronunciation training, you can actually get like live pronunciation training. I saw recently there was an advertisement for a pronunciation training that was like $60 an hour. So 1 hour of pronunciation training. My name is not Frederick. My name is Drew. But yes, since we just released it not that long ago and we're getting it out to more people, if you get it and within the first 30 minutes you purchase the app, you can get it for just $20. Or if you wait, you can get it for $80. So the full price of the app is like $80. Some people do pay that much, which is great if they want to help support us. But you can get it for just $20 after you just play it and see if you like it or not. But again, if you want to have native pronunciation or just understand natives more easily, this is how you do it. All right. Any more questions about the app? I don't want to take up too much time in this video because you can actually do all the things that I'm doing right here. Again, the same kind of thing you would do with a professional pronunciation coach. They're going to listen to you and they're going to say, okay, you should focus on these sounds. And you can tell just by listening to the difference between my voice in the app and your voice if you're trying to say something or if you can hear it correctly. Again, a very simple thing, I'm going to just spin the wheel.
top,
Top, top, top. And then I can guess what that is and see if my listening is very good. So you can actually test yourself very easily right with this level. So I actually spun it right back to the word we were, t-a-p, top, top. And you can do this all you want. It's once you pay for the app to unlock the whole thing. Or if you don't want to buy the whole thing, level 3 is free, and you can actually play with that as much as you like. You can download the app, play with the first, second, and third levels, and actually see it for yourself. Or if you have children that you're trying to teach, this is the world's first way to teach yourself English without using your native language. So if you want to help your children, if you have children, anybody watching that has children, or young learners are using the app right now to help teach themselves how to speak, and they actually learn grammar and pronunciation and everything within the app without actually studying any rules. Isn't that cool? All right, any other questions about the app or anything else I can help you with? I have a little bit more time, but again, just wanted to introduce the app and actually show you how you can do this all by yourself without needing like a professional pronunciation trainer or anything like that. I got a really great email from a learner a while ago that was so happy that she found the app, because when she was back in college, she went to pronunciation training, I think maybe once a week for an hour. And all they did was the teacher would just say words and then she would repeat after the teacher. That was it. And so you can pay for someone, like a person, to actually do that, $60 an hour, or you can do this and have me with you whenever you like, wherever you like, any time of the day. All right. And so right now, that's why we're making it available for so cheap, even though it's a complete pronunciation and reading program that will also help you improve your grammar, your listening, and spelling. So lots of people have troubles with that. Do you keep the video online or will you delete this after? No, I will keep the video online. So the other one, I don't remember if I deleted that one or not. Now I'm not sure. I think maybe I made that one available. Actually, let me check that. Or somebody, you can go to the, let me go to the channel and see if that's even up there. I have my computer out here as well, down here. Let me see. Because if maybe that one up and it's going to, what? So part 2 is up there. That one's showing. And okay, yes. So the other one, the first one I did save that live, and the second one is going right now. Amazing. I can it's like watching myself. It's a little bit scary, actually. All right. Any other questions about pronunciation or anything else I can help you with right now? Off topic. Did you work with a company to get this done or an individual developer? Good question. So this is all my concept and my idea, but I don't know anything about programming, so I had to find some people who are willing to do that, and I found through a friend some people that I've been working with for, we've been building this for like 4 or 5 years, I think, a long time. It's taken a long time because we had to record all of this. It took a really long time to record this. We had to do the design, all of the updating, and we're still adding more features to the app. So it's an incredible value for people, especially for only $20. If people want to improve their pronunciation, listening, or even just give a complete learning system to their children. Out here in Japan, we have this, I don't know if it's still available, but we have this thing, it's like the Disney learning system or something like that. And because it's Disney, they charge, it's like $5,000 or something crazy. And some people pay that, which is fine, but you don't need to pay all that to have a really great system. But plus you get something that actually helps you without trying to teach you a bunch of rules. So again, if you want to teach yourself without using your native language and you want to understand the same way natives do, this is how you do it. All right. Any other questions? Let me know. I'm right here. This is your opportunity to ask me questions. It could be off topic, or you could be asking me more questions about the app or pronunciation or anything else. That's a huge amount of work and respected effort. Yes, it's our pleasure to do that. I really, from the beginning, I wanted to make software before I made YouTube videos. So over the YouTube channel is like almost 13 years old now, but I wanted to make software before that. And it wasn't possible to do that because people didn't have smartphones and tablets and that, like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. So when I used to teach in the classroom, I wanted to make this kind of thing as a set of blocks that students could play with. And so it would be a physical thing, like a little bar. You have different blocks that you can spin around and you can make your own words, but you would still have the teacher there to tell you what the word is. And so I said, why can't we just make that in software? And that's why I wanted to make it for tablets like this. So you can actually touch it, you can play around with it like it's a physical thing. And that's why I wanted to make it with specific wheels like this.
Todd, bod, cod, dod, fod, god.
Like that. So you can actually play around with it and you can figure out what everything is by yourself without a teacher telling you. Really, what I call discovery learning, that's what this is, the world's first discovery learning system. It's actually letting you teach yourself these things because it's much easier for you to remember things that you discover by yourself. Oh no, I'm guessing that question is at what time do I do live videos? I don't have live videos scheduled. Lately I've been doing Monday and Thursday Japan time, but I might not continue to do that. But if I find more people are enjoying these live videos, I may do them more. But most of the stuff I do is all in Fluent for Life or right in the app. So I often am like repeating myself. I teach a few new things, but really I want to talk on YouTube about kind of teaching more people how to learn. Because a lot of people, the typical thing you find on YouTube is trying to give you more information. So more new pronunciation or more new words or more, because again, that's how the brain wants to learn. The brain is really interested in getting new information, and it gets bored easily if you have to review things. So most people do not review. Most people would rather learn something new, but that it's the review that actually gets you fluent. All right. So that's why I can give you just a particular pronunciation. So what's the name of the game? If you go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick. You can download it there. All right, EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick. I think maybe in the future we will have a web application so people can just use it right online. I think probably we will do that because the app will get bigger. I want to put more voices into the app. My name is Ricardo. Nice to see you there. All right. Any other questions? All right. So yes, I don't have these live. The plural of wasp. I can't do it. Wasps. Wasps. So again, when you're learning pronunciation, as you will do this, if you play with the app, you will learn how to pronounce words like wasp or wasps. So we got wa, same thing like water or swan or watch. And then we've got a sp. This is just a regular blend, so wasp. And then just the regular short vowel or short consonant S after that. Wasp. Wasp. So again, when we're working, we'll go into blend so I can show you what that looks like. So when I'm blending different sounds, so level 4, we're going to have beginning blends over here.
Strut.
And then we can listen to
Clab.
the individual sounds if we want to hear those. So we got
Cool.
cull. So this is the CL together, CL blend,
Trab. Tur. Tur.
like water, like that kind of sound, tur.
Tur. Ab. Trab. Stab.
Stab, stab, stab,
Snab. Sin.
sn, sn. So it's the same thing. If you want to isolate or just work on individual sounds, you can do that too. Again, I can spit it without listening.
Scab.
Whoop, scab. So I don't know what it says. I can try to guess, see if I understand the sound correctly. I just spin it. I listen to the word scab. I'm guessing ab, scab. So you can also have sk, that sound as well. Let's see, we have scab, scab. So scab, just like if you hurt yourself, you can see there's a scab right there.
Scab.
Another scab,
Scab.
scab,
Scab. Scab.
scab. So it's going to give you images of that so you can also teach yourself what these words are. Now what's interesting, or I guess another interesting thing about the app, is that many people are surprised by all the very simple words in the app that they don't know. Does anyone know what this word is? I'll give you a few simple examples to see if anybody knows what this is. Jut. It's a 3-letter word. Does anyone know what that is? Jut. Jut. Let me look at comments over here while I do that. If you can explain taking one word like heavy, heavy, heavy. So heavy. So here we have, it's the same, just a short consonant sound. And then this is the EA sound from bread. And again, you go into the app. As you work through the levels, you will teach yourself all of these sounds individually. So Giuliano says, what's the name of the app? The name is Frederick Learn to Read. If you go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, you can download it there. It will give you the links to iPhone, iPad, and Android. So heavy, like bread, same sound, br, d. And then we've got v, another short V. And then Y, heavy, heavy, heavy. Oh no, I don't speak Korean. I can't read that, unfortunately. If you have an English, if you want to tell me something in English, I can read that. So heavy, when we have a Y, like the rule for last letter Y is pretty interesting. So if we have a short word, like try, or fly, or buy, and we'll just buy like that. So a short word, usually with one sound, buy, try, fly. Then we have the I sound for Y, I. So again, it's important to compare these different things. If you learn them together, you understand the rules more easily without someone telling you what the rules are. All right, so we've got try, fly, buy, but a longer word that's got more sounds in it, like heavy or happy. Then we have an E sound for the Y. All right. Now, if I tell you what the rules are, You might remember them, but you will probably forget them later. But if you discover what the rules are for yourself, just by going into the level with why, then you can actually test yourself and you can learn these sounds and these rules much more easily. All right, Mohammed has a suggestion over here. Wouldn't it be easier to give the app just a short name so it's accessible by more people? This is the name, Frederick. That's pretty short. Frederick. I mean, I suppose we could call it something else. The reason for the name, I'm a member already. No, the app is completely outside of the video courses that we produce. Ricardo says, how are you? I'm doing fine. How are you? So the name Frederick actually comes from an American slave who taught himself how to read. So this is a little bit of American history for the people in America who understand that. And in every country, like in Japanese, it's like Fuderiku. But the name Frederick, that's why we have that name. Originally, the name was Scroll Phonics. So the name of these spelling rules, or the pronunciation rules of English, these are called phonics. So you're learning the sounds phonetically by understanding the sounds of the words, and you're teaching yourself the rule rather than someone telling you what the rules are. But in America, people argue about pronunciation, and so I didn't want them to think. So phonics is in the app, and sight words are in the app also, but I didn't want people to focus only on phonics because it covers more than phonics. So that's why it's just called Frederick, because it's named after a guy who taught himself how to read, which is what the app does. It lets you teach yourself how to read and spell and pronounce and improve your listening as well. Good question, though. Yeah, if you have a better name for the app, maybe we should have asked you a long time ago. All right, let's see. So threat. Yes, another example over here. T-H-R-E-A-T. So we have the T-H, and really this is like a three-letter. This is the technical word is called a digraph. But you don't have to know that. It's not in the app that you would have to teach yourself a particular name of a sound. But when you can read it, that's the important thing. So TH by itself is just a th. But we have the R here, so we have a thir, the same sound for heavy, bread, threat, and then you can listen to that. So let's go to the actual app and see if we can find those exact words. Let's see if we can find those. So we're going to go back. If we want to find specific things, we're going to add search into this as well, especially for adults who want to find particular things. But we're going to look for bread. So after we go through all of the long vowel sounds like A, E, I, O, and U, we're going to start getting into more difficult things. So we got apple, we got like the double consonant, or we got the like dog and caught and bought and frog and walk, all of those up here. And then we got bread. So let's go into bread and look at some words. Death. So this is the exact same thing that we've got here, and we can just listen. Just listen to all the different words. As you compare them, it will help you understand the pronunciation. Just listen.
Head, health, heavy,
There's heavy right there. Heavy.
heavy, heavy, instead, leapt, red, ready, spread, stealthy, sweat, tread, wealth, bread.
Makes sense? So you're getting to listen, and it's as you compare the different sounds, okay, now I understand that eh sound. All right? Any questions about that? Make sense? So we took a long time building this, and we're still building it and getting lots of good feedback from people as they play with the app. But the whole point, again, is for you to teach yourself how it works. All right, is there an easier rule for where to stress the syllables for long words? It depends on the words. There's things that you learn as you go through the app or as you learn pronunciation in general, where you have like wonderful or fantastic or amazing. And it also depends on the country you're in or even the dialect, because some people can pronounce words differently. The focus for producing the app, we wanted to get things out quickly and have people understand things and be able to use it. So it's my voice in the app. We will have more voices in the future, so maybe like an American woman, an Australian man, and things like that. So you'll be able to hear the different pronunciation between the different dialects and countries as well. But in general, as you go through, it's much better to just play through the app and naturally improve your listening and pronunciation, and that will also teach you the stress on particular words. So the same thing as you go through sentences, you can, we'll take you to a higher level game here. But again, the whole point is for you to do this by yourself. So if we go to, let's go to, I don't know, like level, yeah, we'll do level 27. So this is again reading and listening, and we're going to try to understand what the thing is, and we can listen to the sounds of the word after that. So first we're going to read it. So this is testing our reading ability. My brother has a yellow coat. And to make sure we understand what's happening, so we have like my brother. Let's see if we have my brother has
My brother has a yellow coat.
There you go. My brother has a yellow coat. So again, it's teaching you grammar without actually telling you what the rules are. Isn't that cool? This is, again, how natives understand the language without studying a bunch of rules. All right? All right, let's go here. Let's see. So is there any difference in pronouncing buy and buy? No. The spelling of those words is different, but the pronunciation is the same. Buy. Ricardo says, very interesting. Glad to hear it. I always watched your videos. Glad to hear it. All right, well, if there are no more questions, I think I will leave it there. Let's see what time it is. It's 11:35. I've been doing this for about an hour and 2 videos today. All right, let's see. So Muhammad, let's see, divide and con like construction, sister, tent and tent. Lee, like Lee and Bruce Lee. Yeah, so you learn the pronunciation. You get very good at understanding the pieces of words as you go through this system. So rather than trying to learn some random words, you want to understand how to pronounce water or territory or aggressive or something like that. You actually work through the steps, and it helps you understand even a nonsense word, like I gave at the beginning of the first video I did today. So this is now it's a 2-part video. It's a video series rather than just a video by itself. But if you would like to play with Frederick, again, the first 3 levels are free. And if you'd like to improve your pronunciation, typical pronunciation training is going to be, it could be $60 an hour or more to talk with an individual who's really just going to listen to where your mistakes are and then just say, repeat after me. So it's the same thing you would be doing with the app, but you can do this without having to wait for anybody. Wow, is that maybe 4 in the morning in South Africa? It is, so it's 11:30 a.m. here in Japan. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll leave it open for 1 more minute before I sign off. I'm going to have to lose my phone battery in a minute. But it's been, again, a pleasure to show you the app. EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick is the world's first way to teach yourself listening, pronunciation, grammar, spelling, all of the things that people have, especially learners that have, they know a lot of words, but they still have, so there should be a link in the description as well. You can click on that. It should take you right down there. I think if I put that in there, but it should be there. But yeah, so it's everything you need to learn the language without having someone tell you what the rules are. Because if you learn through translations or you're trying to learn through someone telling you what the rules are, you're going to be thinking and translating in your head when you speak. But if you understand like a native, you can speak like a native. You can pronounce like a native. You can understand like a native. All right, does that make sense? I think that'll be it though. I'm going to lose my voice as well, but if there are no final questions, we will end it here. Remember, instead of learning random words, go back and learn. You want to learn systematically. You want to understand things like a native, and especially if that's what your goal is. And that's really, if you're on my channel, that's what I help people do, to help people understand like a native and help people, again, communicate without having to think and translate and struggle, that kind of thing. But play with the app. I promise you, it's guaranteed to improve your speaking and improve your listening, your pronunciation, your grammar, and also, again, challenge yourself with the more basic words. So I gave the example before of the word jut. So jut means to kind of stick out a little bit. So if I have, like a table or something here, and there's this weird kind of thing that comes like pokes out that way, it kind of juts out a little bit. Like the map of a country, and this part of the country sticks out, in like a big way like that, to jut out, to jut. jut out. So there are lots of even short words you will find in the app you will be able to teach yourself that most learners never know because they think, oh wow, that's a short word. That must be an easy word. But remember, there's lots of short words that a lot of natives know, but non-natives never know because they just think they're short words, so they're easy. All right, so don't make that mistake. Just because it's a short word doesn't mean it's an easy one. All right, so go back and review that. If you have any questions, also download the app. Again, go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, or you can just look up Frederick Learn to Read if you want to find the full name of the app. If you go to the app stores themselves, difference between sleep and sleep in. Okay, that'll be our last question. So sleep is just talking about regular sleep where you could take a nap anytime where you're not awake, you are asleep. But to sleep in means I'm going to take longer in the day. Maybe I don't want to go to work or it's a Saturday and I'm going to extend my sleeping time. That's to sleep in. Now, this is not to be confused with oversleep, where you wanted to wake up, but I forgot to wake up. I overslept. All right. So, Ricardo, I am subscribed to my channel. Well, thank you very much. Again, if you have enjoyed this, do like the video, do share it with other people, and let people know it is possible to learn English like a native speaker. So you speak like one, and this is how you do it. So, if you again, go to EnglishAnyone.com/Frederick, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.